Hello, everybody, and welcome to Last Man Standing. And this is one of these little chat shows for insomniacs and people that just were not finished talking about the stuff that was going on in Stupid O'Clock. And we are brought to you by the Rising Tide Network. And here is a incomplete copy of the schedule that needs to be updated by our own beloved Lewis Lee, because he has done this variation on the artwork for the schedule itself. And as you can see, every day of the week there is something to catch on the Rising Tide Network, and you will find something for everybody. All you got to do is look it up, and it is definitely going to be something that will catch your interest in all of these shows, and there are several new ones that have not yet been included on this list. And let me see if I can just go ahead and add Josh and John here, and we'll go to there we go. That's a little bit better. It gets the backgrounds all in. And how y'all doing? Well, how y'all doing? We were just together 5 seconds ago, so oh, we've already got 4 people watching us. Good grief! I'm not used to this kind of publicity. So now, where were we, and exactly what were we going on? Oh, okay. Bill Sarton, just wanted to let you know we just got home from Chicago. Sorry he won't be there, but he's super sore and super tired. That's a drive that I would probably do even worse to me than it has done to you. So you just go ahead and relax, and tomorrow morning it's Sunday, Bill. You get pancakes. Count on it.
Have a good one there, Bill.
And we got Chris Walker here too. Chris, if you want to join in, we'd be glad to have you. Let's see. Do I even still have that thing going here? Yeah. Let's see. There we go. And here we go. Everybody on StreamYard or YouTube is going to go, well, let's jump into this program. Well, that'd be nice. Yeah. Remember, trolls will be punted for a yardage. So, and we got a nice little good night from Bill. And thank you very much. You and I, Bill, spent half of last night talking after the everybody else in the green room went to bed, but Bill and I kept going for hours and hours and hours. And then Joe Dog jumped in to going, "Are y'all still here?" And I'm going, "Well, yeah, you're going to quit quoting Ferris Bueller at us so he can go back to talking, or what?" Bill is a very fascinating fellow to know. He has some excellent stories. He's not only a very, very wonderful artist, but he's lived a colorful life, not unlike some of the best people that we all know. And I do mean all of us. There are those individuals that stand out and you think, these are real people, present company included. So, what were we jabbering about on Stupid O'Clock, and what can we dive into now? Or do we need to change the subject? And,
Well, I posted the Wikipedia link about the Signal Mountain slayings.
Okay.
On to Stupid O'Clock.
On Stupid O'Clock, yeah, that won't be available here. If you've still got that live, go ahead and.
I do. Let me see where I can put that here. And well, if I put it down here, it's going to go on everything. Oh well.
Well, yeah, go ahead. I'll go ahead and throw it on the screen. That's a very interesting crime thing. So there is the link. It's a long link, but it is probably well worth checking out. I intend to check it out because I'm a true crime fan, among other things. And the Unsolved Mysteries is something that I really, really love. Not just the program, but everything in general, which is why I enjoy Ted Davies' new show about conspiracy theories. I do wish they would narrow the focus a little bit and go on more about things that are truly historical and unsolved, instead of just conspiracies. But it's his show. I can't tell him what to do, so I don't intend to try. Now, what can we get up to? Gentlemen, the question has been put on the floor. What shall we do now? Oh, Lord, there goes that accent again. I can hear panties melting from a quarter mile away.
Do I need to add accent?
No, your natural one is good enough. Oh, no, I hate the fact that I dip down into that, but it's something that I've been doing for all my life. So the accent comes and goes, but it is unconscious. So,
Hey Dan.
Yes.
That's the YouTube link for the Unsolved Mysteries episode about it.
All right. Let me flash this up here. There we go. That's, as Josh and John said, that's something on YouTube about the murders there at Signal Mountain, and I will be looking into that when I have some time later on. Not tonight, but probably sometime next week.
And when did this happen?
Oh, what was it?
Because I stepped away there for a minute when y'all started talking about that.
Yeah, I'm unclear as to what year it happened to myself. Was this 70s, 80s, 90s?
No, it was not too long ago.
Okay.
Well, it's on Unsolved Mysteries that I'll tell you something. 1988.
Okay. Yeah, Unsolved Mysteries was a really, really good program lots of times. It kind of went off into the woo factor a couple of occasions. The thing that I really remember most, the original host was Carl Malden before it ever became a series. And then it was Robert Stack, wasn't it? Carrying it once it became a series.
No, that's the guy with the weird voice, wasn't it? The scary voice.
Robert Stack.
Was that the brown-headed?
Airplane.
Was that the brown-headed guy that wore the trench coat?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he gave me nightmares.
He's a really excellent actor in all his early career. If you
got to see him in Airplane. That's all I'm saying.
Yep. He did a whole world of stuff besides that. And some of it was serious and some of it was comedy. He could do either one equally well. This is one of those actors that if you saw his name on a movie, you knew you were going to be entertained, but you might not know exactly what by. You might not have known what genre it was, but you knew it was going to be good. So now we were talking about all kinds of things earlier. What westerns were our favorites and things like that. And, now I've got a question. Did y'all ever watch any of the old Republic serials from like the 40s and 50s, like the Rocket Man and some of the Gene Autry and Roy Rogers stuff that they did, or the old Zorro serials that they did in front of movies back in the 40s? You'd go into the movie theater, you'd see a cartoon, you'd see an episode of a serial, and then you'd see the feature movie. And my parents told me about this all the time because it was something they grew up with. But when I was a kid, they would put the serials on TV, and it might have been black and white TV, but they were made in black and white mostly.
Back before they had the big theaters, I remember when I was a kid, before they had the big theaters, the small theaters would have you'd go in, you'd see the serial, they'd have like the upcoming movie reel and stuff like that after the little serial. And then they'd go to the main feature, called it a matinee. It was in the afternoon, you went to the matinee, and they had all that there. And it was... and they actually, I can remember the intermissions with the "Let's all go to the lobby."
Yeah, I remember that quite well. Let's all go to the lobby. Yep. Matter of fact, I have seen somebody replaying that in the theater as a nostalgia piece for modern movies these days. I'm going, that's dipping way back in the Wayback Machine.
I was going to say, we have one theater here in town. It's a theater they built
probably like 1916 or something.
Yeah, it's they do plays and stuff there, and they have just like a drop screen theater. It's like a small, like you was talking about, small screen. It's got the balcony and everything like that, and they like show one movie a month maybe, and they'll do the intermission and everything like that.
Now, what I hear around here, somebody is trying to get drive-ins to come back.
Well, they're trying to do that here.
Over the last couple of years, because of the recent unpleasantness, people have been doing pop-up homemade drive-in movies in different places. Hello, Carolyn.
They were talking about Walmart doing that.
Yeah. And that's hello, Cameron. And there are some of the companies that actually own the big, huge, you can order a meal at your seat in the theater and get it delivered while you're still watching the movie sort of theaters. are thinking about bringing drive-ins back so that people can sit in their car in safety and privacy. And I'm going, you do remember the reputation of drive-in movie theaters in the 50s and 60s, right? You might not want to shine a flashlight into that particular vehicle at this particular time.
I had an idea for that a few years back of Chattanooga needs some more parking. And I was thinking it'd be great if you get some money together and build a parking garage that the top floor of the parking garage is a drive-in theater.
Mm.
Oh, why stop at the top floor? Why not have every floor?
It'd have to be the floors have to be too tall.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Because the movie screen would have to be about twice as tall as the actual parking area.
There's a big theater downtown that has a big parking garage next to it, or well, that the parking garage used to actually be on top of the movie theater, basically. And they closed that one and they opened another one. But I always thought, if you're going to build all that parking garage, go ahead and add one more screen.
Hey, it would be a nice use of the space, and
maybe even two more. You have one on one side, one on the other.
People tend to use parking garages during the day, so this would be a way to generate some income at night.
Exactly.
So that'd be a good idea. You go ahead and patent that now, so they have to pay you. Copyright by John Scarborough.
Just have a couple billboards basically on either end. That's your movie screen, but have them where you can bring them up and drop them or something like that. Hey, there's an idea. Put a solar panel on the backside.
Well, I was gonna say the way LED technologies come with them billboards,
big screen billboard.
Yeah, you don't even have to have a projection building in the middle. You just have it be a great big huge jumbotron,
and you either do it by car radio, where you got a little radio station that transmits on FM or whatever, or
do it Wi-Fi through people's cell phones, which would be not the best sound in the world. Now, I do remember there are memes out there showing the old drive-in speaker pillars in between parking spaces with the two speakers. One you'd hang in your driver's side window, and the one on the next side you'd have to hang in the passenger side window. But it was the full sound from the movie and whatnot. And in the middle there'd be an intermission trying to get you to go to the concession stand for popcorn and soda pop.
There is one. Excuse me. There is one problem with drive-in theaters.
Yeah.
Weather.
This is true. If it's raining, you can't see the screen.
And a drive-in movie sucks with windshield wipers.
Well, it depends on whether you're there to watch the movie or conceive a child. I mean, let's not kid ourselves what drive-in movies became.
Extracurricular activities.
There you go. That sounds nice and generic, and instead of the genetic that I was alluding to. But wow. Sometimes my sense of humor just surprises me. No, I don't have a dirty mind. I just, I was drawn this way. I'm actually a living cartoon. You asked if Hollywood? Well, she did. Ta-da!
Oh, what was it? There was somebody that had they posted this thing about similarities between Hollywood and Elsa from Frozen.
Oh, wow.
And it's like Frozen is just
a G-rated Hollywood.
The G-rated version of Cool World.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it doesn't. Frozen doesn't actually have the live action animation mix, does it?
No.
That would be the major difference. So that there are several other things that would be close comparisons, but that's neither here nor there. Um, okay, now you prompted memory. Now I've got to ask you: Have you ever seen the Ralph Bakshi movie Wizards?
Yes.
I thought that was one of the best things I had ever seen in my life. It's rather trippy, and it's definitely riding on the animated Lord of the Rings coattails. Back she did. It was a combination of the first two books of Lord of the Rings to follow up on the Rankin Bass version, animated version of The Hobbit, and but for Wizards, he took the same rotoscoping technique and made his own story in there, and it was fairly awesome with a lot of comedy touches thrown in, which you would expect from the creator of the Fritz the Cat animated movie, which was
Are you
definitely not G-rated.
Are you familiar with the John Borman movie Excalibur?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Okay.
I am.
Big all-star cast.
Yeah. That movie actually upset me because I thought plate armor was out of period at the time. This is before I was actually in the SCA and knew the concept of that is an out of period weapon.
Let me explain. I can't remember which. I want to say it was Paramount Pictures. I might be wrong, but they were in negotiation with the Tolkien estate to get the rights to do Lord of the Rings. And of course, they brought John Borman on board because they thought he would appeal to the Tolkien estate family, as the director for this thing. John Borman went ahead and spent $1 million of his own money getting the production started. Okay.
Oh.
He built sets on his own property. He had a family estate. He built sets on his own property. He went ahead and had the people start building the armor. And just all these things. They started on the elf village and just all these really to get the movie started. And I can't remember the production company again. I think it was Paramount, but I might be wrong. So I don't want to talk bad about them. They blew the negotiations with the Tolkien family and lost the rights.
The Tolkien estate would not sign off.
Right.
So
he had already
Borman had all of this stuff sitting there ready to go.
And wrote the script. He pulled out Le Morte d'Arthur, wrote a screenplay for it.
Yeah.
And filmed Excalibur. And the place where the bridge fight was between him and Lancelot was the starting area of the set for Rivendell.
Rivendell.
The Elven Village. Yeah. That creek and bridge and everything was the start of the Elven Village. The armor progresses from before Arthur was king. Everybody's wearing the ugly armor. That was the orc armor. After Arthur came into being and you saw the better armor, that was going to be the human armor, and all that bright, shiny plate mail, the aluminum stuff, was actually going to be the elven armor.
Okay, I get it now.
Which was why it was all bright and shiny. He had already had all that stuff made up.
So. Yeah, that would explain why it looked out of period for historical. He had made it for something else.
And of course, it was a Borman family project. Like, Uther's mother was his daughter.
I did not know that.
The kid that played Uther's, what was his name? It was Arthur's nephew, Mordred. Mordred was John Borman's grandson. The little kid, they showed him age progressing. The little kid was John Borman's grandson.
and now that gives a whole different perspective on it. It was a really good movie. It really was.
Oh, I mean, you had Liam Neeson was in it.
Uh-huh.
Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
Um, he doesn't. He had his nose changed, but it's hard. He played Uther, or he played Uther. He's been in every. Gabriel Byrne.
Oh, okay.
Gabriel Byrne was in it, but you don't recognize him because he had a very flat nose at the time, and he had a nose job since then. I can't remember. I think it was an accident. He actually broke his nose in a car wreck or something like that. And got a better nose.
Well, kind of like our very favorite Luke Skywalker that had a car wreck and had to have part of his nose rebuilt from cartilage from his ear, and still managed to do all the Star Wars movies. Yeah, that was a really good movie. It had me, because I did not know these facts at the time, it had me questioning whether or not people actually had the production crew actually had a grip on the historical period it was supposed. I mean, 700 AD or thereabouts in England. There wasn't an awful lot of plate armor there, as I recall, but when you go back to Morte d'Arthur and some of the other source material that came along later, I could see where it fit in. I could really see where it fit in. But I watched it in a theater because there were no alternatives to watching things in a theater back in that day. You either watched it in a theater or you waited 15 years for it to hit TV. So and it was, I think the first time I saw it was in the theater of the psychology building at the University of Georgia, which is one of the places where I used to go to watch Rocky Horror Picture Show, Phantom of the Paradise, and they also showed things like Eraserhead and Plan 9 from Outer Space, and it was just a nice little intimate theater, less than 100, maybe 120 people seating, something like that. Not like one of these huge mega theaters like we have now. We had up until the recent unpleasantness when things kind of got a little bit more intimate again, and before the fad of well, if you want nachos while you're watching your movie, just hit this button and we'll bring you a plate of nachos and add it to your credit card number for you bought your movie ticket on. But, and some of those can be really, really neat. I mean, you can get all kinds of different things to enhance your movie watching experience.
Yeah, your $20 nachos.
Yeah. and $50 chicken wings, but
I'm jumping in here real quick because for some reason I linked my Facebook page to your show, Dan.
Well, thank you.
And it's thrown up an angry reaction from Jake Lindsay. So
why is that?
I don't know. I've just sent him a message to ask why, but I'm going to go ahead and shut it down on my page.
Oh, okay.
And me and Jake are going to discuss this and figure out what's wrong, and then I'm going to solve the problem.
Well, if you need somebody to hold your coat.
All right. But yeah, I'm going to be. I'm shutting it down now off my page, so it's gone.
Yep, it just disappeared.
Yep.
Off of my control panel.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, I saw that, and I'm going to ask Jake what the problem was. And
really,
yeah.
Well, let me know what his objection was, because I've got several different things I'm showing it on as well.
Yeah.
So if we're going to offend people, I want to do it on purpose.
Yes. Actually, all right, but yeah, that's what it is. I'm sorry to interrupt your show, Dan, but
Oh,
yeah,
that's quite all right. You're always welcome.
yeah,
You'll nod off in the middle of me blathering, but then that always happens.
yeah, especially with you blathering.
Yeah, really.
But message
It's not
me
like
later.
I haven't repaid the favor.
Yeah, yeah, message me later or sometime in the daylight hours,
Oh,
and I got to.
just shoot me a PM. You never know when I'm going to be awake on the weekend. It might be 5 in the afternoon before I wake up tomorrow.
All right, all right. We'll holler at you later.
All right.
All
Good
right,
night, Joe.
bye.
The vampire will awake.
Yeah, really. Wait until dark, then I'll show up, and then God help me, I've got to be at work at 6 o'clock Monday morning. There's a reason why my lab at the factory has no windows. I get there before daylight, and I stay in my little 8x12 4-bit room until it's time for the king of the road to come out. Lord, I haven't thought about Roger Miller in a long time, but some of my childhood songs still play through my mind. What you looking up, John?
There's a story. It's on CNN.com about is Antarctica a country?
Oh gosh.
Not yet. It has several different colonies, scientific bases from other countries, but as far as I remember, back in the 50s, everybody signed a treaty to keep anybody from trying to
colonize it.
Though. Now here's the thing: Antarctica has a flag.
That's a Russian flag.
No, they have a flag for Antarctica.
When did this happen?
It's called True South.
Okay, who's responsible for this flag?
Yeah, I was about to say, is this a UN flag?
Let me see. I'm trying to read on it.
UN flag would make a lot of sense because it is supposed to be people working together from different countries.
It's meant to represent the shared goals and values by which the Antarctic community can orient itself.
So it shows a penguin and an ice cube.
Not too far. It shows a mountain and a shadow. It's actually kind of, it looks a lot like the old NATO flag, sort of. Let me get a picture of it here.
You can tell the people that created that did not read H.P. Lovecraft. Otherwise, it would be showing At the Mountains of Madness, and you have cryptids and all kinds of things.
Now, that looks like well, I'll keep it to myself.
That looks like a pyramid.
Yeah.
And now this is going to show up on Ted's shows. All right.
Making more sense now. That could be connected to some some Venezuelan and German stuff from the 40s.
Who knew there were pyramids in Antarctica, Australia?
And then they're like, who's in charge in Antarctica?
If I remember the movie correctly, the guy with the 44 Magnum is the one in charge. And he was usurped by the guy with the flamethrower. So lesson is, don't pet any dogs while you're down there. You never know what they might be carrying.
Something might come up out that ice.
Yeah.
One of the things they're talking about is, you see, the United States has the largest contingent down there right now, but China has been quickly rising to second place. And they're worried about China basically trying to militarize. I don't know if they signed in on the treaty,
It wouldn't matter if they signed it or not.
What are they going to do? Make snow cones?
Put an ICBM base in it.
Yep.
So they can put all the ICBMs they want there.
It's China. They're not exactly known for playing nice.
I could see them put up some kind of missile defense or something like that. Radar.
All it takes is a snowcat with a Tsar Bomba, and their little missile site does not exist
Once a communist
anymore.
country, always a communist country.
I mean, that's one they're that's one they're feeding or giving their vaccine. I can't say that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we'll take that as a given, and shall we step onward?
Yes. They're in our backyard. That's just I'll just say that.
Only thing in my backyard are coyotes and deer and bear and raccoons and possums and occasionally a wild hog.
Rabbit. I got rabbits. I ain't got wild hogs yet.
No, we got rabbits in the yard inside the chain link fence, and how they got in the chain link fence, I will never know.
Up under it. Under
it. You've got a hole in the yard
under
somewhere.
I don't know about under. Well, the cats get out without having to dig a hole, and they get back in without having to dig a hole.
Well, they might have went over it then.
So I'm thinking the rabbits are probably getting in the same way the possums and the raccoons do. Just scale the wall, or just kind of teleport. I mean, have you ever tried to hunt a rabbit? Them things can finish quicker than a schoolboy's hopes on prom night.
But
I swear.
I was about to say, I was back there checking my cantaloupes a couple of days ago when it wasn't raining. And
a couple of days ago, that was like October.
Yeah, pretty much. And I jumped one up back there. I about had a heart attack. Yeah, he was eating. It was eating good though. I was like,
Well, yeah.
I was like, go ahead and grab one of them peppers over there, one of them habanero peppers.
Oh, that's why you plant the ghost peppers. Not because you want one, just because you hoping something that was going to be eating your tomato plants would take a bite of that first.
Yeah,
and learn the error of their ways.
Well, see, this is kind of a test garden I planted this year just to see what the soil was like. So,
well, several months ago, back during the wintertime, I bought a greenhouse kit, and the weather has been just so totally crap here. I have not been able to put the thing together yet. So I've got an 8x8 polycarbonate greenhouse sitting on a pallet in cardboard boxes covered up by tarps to keep everything from rotting away until I can actually get a week without rain that I can put the darn thing together.
It might be next January.
it might be 2032, as far as I know.
All this global change or whatever it's called now.
Well, actually, we did have a tornado come through about 2 months ago, and I was glad that I had not put the greenhouse up because, it's all plastic. That thing would have wound up in the next county, and I'd be out whatever it was I paid for it. I don't even know. It's not important. I had the money to spare at the time, so I didn't miss any bills. It's sitting there. It's waiting on me to get off my lazy butt and go ahead and put it together.
We are in process of refinancing our house just to get lower interest rate before they go sky high.
Yeah, again.
Yeah. Well, we locked it in at 3.25, and we got some remodeling we need to do and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna be nothing major. But I do want to get a greenhouse to plant some stuff in. So
Yeah, they do. They do seem to come in handy. I'm looking forward to having this one, and we've actually got a 6 by 8 foot concrete pad. We might get another one and put on, because we used to have a tool shed there, but I just tore it down. But the one we've got on the pallet right now that I haven't put together is an 8 by 8 foot, so that would not fit at all. And I don't want to prop it up. I just want to get a bunch of. I might even go so far as to get a whole pallet of 12 by 12 concrete patio blocks. You know, the 2-inch thick things, and just set them down and put the greenhouse on top of that, just to try and keep the weeds from attempting to grow up through there. I might have to use about 6 or 8 inches thick of garden cloth to try and keep the weeds from growing up, because they don't seem to be stopped by the concrete driveway. So I don't know what I can do. You know, I've got weeds trying to grow up through the cracks in the driveway, and I'm going, you know, all these very, very, very delicate flowers that you just, if you got the wrong pH in the soil or not enough water. I got crabgrass growing up through concrete going, yeah!
I was gonna say, yeah, throw that plastic down. You should be good.
Yeah.
Maybe throw a little spray up there, up under it.
Oh, yeah. Go and buy myself about 55-gallon drum of DDT and put it down.
That
Then put
was
the concrete on top of that.
best drug. That's the best spray they got rid of.
I know, and it's all down to was it Rachel Carlson and the Silent Spring? Yeah, it was not the safest chemical to use, but
Not,
if you wanted to kill everything from kudzu on up, it was the only one that would work.
I was about to say, if you didn't use it in heavy doses, you was probably all right.
Well,
Same thing with Roundup too.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to mix it with your Coca-Cola, but you know, spray it on something you want dead, it's going to be dead.
My dad told me stories about. We are late. Yes, after 12 o'clock. When somebody used to get the itch overseas,
Mm-hmm.
they'd sometimes throw some DDT powder in their sleeping bags. It clear it right up.
Yeah, I can't imagine the case of the crabs surviving that. No.
And I don't know if that was true. This was
Well,
in the 70s, so
yeah, you do know that sometimes people embellish things a bit just for the
just for the sake
storytelling
of it.
ability. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but it seems plausible.
Well, you know, and that goes right along with the original purpose of Lysol was as a douche.
Really? Or I
Yeah,
mean, or
really.
no, you're lying.
No, I'm not. Look it up. Google it.
Google lies. I don't believe Google.
No. And fortunately, it turned out to be something that, while it would have worked, it was not comfortable.
Well,
Shall we understate things by like 50 million miles? and it fell out of favor as its original purpose, but became a germ killing spray.
A disinfectant.
Yeah, really.
I'm not seeing anything about it being used for feminine hygiene, but it apparently it was invented in Germany to be a hospital disinfectant during a cholera epidemic.
Well, maybe what I read was a folktale. It wouldn't be the first time that I mistook something that was meant to be
Early
a fairy tale.
formulations of Lysol contain cresol, a compound that can induce abortions.
Wow.
So, yes, you would not want to douche with this.
Oh, well, even now.
Oh, hang on a second. Hang on a second.
That might be why it was created.
Up in Canada in 1935, it was promoted. Lysol is a feminine hygiene product. Can I find more on that one?
Yeah,
Margaret Singer.
you know, women have been hard done by for at least 500,000 years. We really ought to leave them alone and quit trying to tell them what they need to do and let them figure it out for themselves, because they probably know better.
Everybody wonders why they pissed off all the time.
Oh, Lord, I remember seeing that. Yeah. It's not a fairy tale.
Apparently not.
Oh, wow.
And guess what? You can send off for a free sample.
Huh.
Free sample. I've been using it to kill the stuff I had to take shots against for the last few years here. Believe me, that stuff will kill just about anything. Just about. The Andromeda strain not included.
It's amazing what they used to use for medicines back then.
Hey, Coca-Cola with cocaine in it.
Well, I was about to say.
Radium.
7-Up used to have lithium in it.
Well, I was going to say amphetamine was used as a sinus infection.
Oh, yeah.
Still is.
Definitely.
Yeah, Sudafed, yeah.
And I wish I could get hold of that, because every morning when I get up, my sinuses are clogged like hell. And one little Sudafed, not even two, like comes in the packet or used to back in the day, one would clear up my sinuses for most of the day so I could breathe and keep doing my job. Of course, I wouldn't be able to have my 3 cups of coffee, but caffeine just does not cut it as something to dilate my sinuses there. So, boy, we don't have to go off on some sidetracks, do we?
Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Hope y'all have a great rest of the weekend. So,
I'm gonna get out of here too.
Thank you. Yes,
I think it's too long. My arm's falling apart.
Well,
I've been sitting in this chair too long.
Same chair I've been sitting in for the last 5 years. It's about time for me to get a new chair.
Yeah, I need to get me an actual better chair. Oh, do y'all both use laptops or desktops?
I've got what I'm chatting on now is a little bitty teeny tiny workstation. I've got a desktop that I use for my normal stuff. I've got a laptop over here I use for going to conventions, and I've got an iPad that I use just to deal with Facebook.
I knew that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on a laptop.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna go to. I don't know if. Yeah, I'm gonna have to invest in one because I have to use my radar and stuff. So. Um,
Look up Newegg and what was the other one that always sends me the emails? Tiger Direct. And between those two, you might be able to find an affordable deal with something that'll do what you want it to do that is not going to break the bank.
all right. Yeah, I'll check them out.
Yeah. I mean, they tried to sell me a 34-inch wide monitor today, and I'm going, if I did that, I'd have to tear my desk apart just to be able to fit the damn thing on it.
Mm.
I've got a little 27 now. 34 is a bit of a reach. I wouldn't even be able to open the cabinets on this bugger because the monitor would be in the way.
Let's see, I'm using, as a desk, I'm using my old 50-inch TV glass stand. So I'd have plenty of space. So
I went down to Goodwill and bought a big corner disc for about $25, and it's like 6 foot high and 4 foot wide on one axis and about another 3.5 to 4 foot wide on the makes it fits in the corner. It's L shaped, and this thing, like I said, it's been serving me for years, but I've about wore it out, and I want to go down to Home Depot or Lowe's, just buy some lumber and replace all of the desks and cabinets and everything here in the office in one single piece of furniture. And my wife's going, please, can I burn my particle board desk over here? And I'm going, honey, if you can keep us from getting arrested, you can burn it and throw gas on it and just keep on burning it till it's all ashes. She hates that desk because it was nice when it was brand new, but that was 15 years ago, and it's got some wear and tear on it. And it was only not even Walmart. It was a Kmart disc, so it's not held up very well over the years.
well, all right, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all having me on again tonight.
Oh, anytime, Josh. Anytime.
I
Always a
will,
pleasure.
I will catch up with y'all next week or sooner. So
At least Thursday night, if not some other time sooner on another show.
all right. Y'all have a good night and good week.
Good night, Josh.
Good night.
I am going to bow out too. Like I said, it's 2 a.m. here, so
That's quite all right. It's been an hour. Nothing says I've got to stay on till 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's in your contract.
No, it's not. My contract
joining the Rising Tide Network.
My contract says if Nick Tockert or Bill Sarton isn't here, I don't have to do anything more than just 30 minutes. So yeah, I wish Lewis had the information to be able to correct that one and bring it up to date with all the new Rising Tide programs. Eventually, one of us will think to give him the file that'll let him do that when he has time, because he is a working man. So he does things like that as a gift to his friends. And there's Joe saying, good night, guys.
Joe who?
Joe Dog.
Joe who?
Yeah, he wishes. That little box over here, he wishes he had one. I'm about to build one. Or is it grow
No,
one?
wait a minute. Your wife has been waiting for. Why is my computer? Your wife has been waiting for you to put up a greenhouse, and you're talking about building a TARDIS. You just like living dangerously, don't you?
I need extra shelf space for bookshelves. I mean, I figure something that's the size of the Empire State Building on the inside be a great place for a library. So, no, I've had this plan to replace my well house with something TARDIS shaped for decades. Never have got around to it.
Hey, you better wait until August, because right now it'll cost you $1 million in lumber.
Oh, believe me. I'm well aware of that, and I'm not in any hurry. It would just be nice to have something that wasn't the size of a doghouse to go in, where I have to take the roof off to change the water filters. I want to be able to open a door and undo the quick disconnects and everything, where I've got these 2 filters that we have to try and keep the iron mud out of the water supply. That's one thing about living in this part of Georgia. I will never, ever spend a dime on a bottle of Geritol because there's so much iron in the water already. I tried to donate blood, and they go, drip one little blood sample of mine in the test tube, and it's going, it's trying to claw its way out.
They put a magnet on your arm and it's stuck. Okay.
Yeah, well, considering the water I drink, yeah. Hell, they could put a magnet on the dark side of the moon and I'd fly.
All right. Good night, Dan.
Good night, John. All silliness aside, this has been a lovely evening, and I thank everybody for being here either on screen or watching reruns in the future. And I do believe in somebody watching reruns, even though I'm a fairly boring individual myself. And somebody gave us an angry face over something. I'll have to check that out. I have the faintest idea. Really? Let's see how many people. Jake Lindsay gave us an angry face. I wonder what prompted that. Well, if I ever find out, I'll do my best to try and correct it. Seriously, I will. I really hate disappointing people or pissing people off, but sometimes I do so accidentally. So let me see here. I have let me plug my own brand a little bit. Here we have Tales from the Mary Neverim, which was the first book I got published.